A Toronto school trustee with some questionable social media activity in the past was lost for words when a reporter came up and showed him some of the things he had tweeted about and tried to get him to answer for those things. Now, his name is Sam Sotiropoulos. As I said, he's a school trustee up in Toronto, so understand this is going on in Canada. And he had said some questionable things. And so we're going to show you the tweets, and then we're going to show you him being confronted by the reporter. The first tweet that we want to talk about is this one. You're seeing it right now. Toronto Worldwide Parade 2014, freak show with politicians. In case you missed it, warning, nudity. And so the reporter comes up and has him answer for that tweet. Let's see if he will own up to it.
So you also referred to Pride Week Parade as a freak show. Why is that?
I never referred to Pride Parade as a freak show.
Toronto World Pride Parade 2014,
I think
freak
we're off
show
topic
with
here.
politicians. It's another one of your tweets. Freak show with politicians.
I never said it was a freak show.
This is a direct quote from your tweet. Freak show with politicians.
I was under the assumption that we were doing an interview on the most recent tweet around transgenderism.
Do you not stand behind every tweet you send out?
I do, as a matter of fact, but I don't recall that particular tweet.
Why are you concerned about talking about this one then?
I'm not concerned about talking about it. The simple fact is that the country's laws against public nudity are being openly flouted in that one parade. And that is an exception that is being made only for that one parade. And the Toronto District School Board is violating its own code of conduct in participating in an event in which the laws of the country are being broken. Simple.
So it's a freak show?
I did not state that.
Again, I'm quoting from your tweet.
I'll have to go back and look over my tweets, but I don't recall that particular one.
No, you don't remember it. You'll have to look into it. You'll have to do your research. She did the research, and then she printed it out. It's in front of you. You know that you sent that tweet. Here is a second tweet. Until I see scientific proof that transgenderism exists and is not simply a mental illness, I reserve the right not to believe in it. You're seeing it there. Notice it has a number of retweets. It's going to be a little bit harder to pretend that you didn't send that. People do love to delete their tweets, but no, he did not. It was printed out. Here's a video of him being confronted about that one.
So from your most recent tweet about transgendered, you don't believe it, are you saying that people who identify as transgendered are mentally ill?
I'm saying that many parents have come forward to me and they believe that they send their kids to school to study the basics, reading, writing, mathematics. And to have confusing notions of identity introduced to children in kindergarten through elementary school is really something that they feel should be discussed at home.
You didn't answer my question. I asked if you're saying that people who identify as transgendered are mentally ill.
That's not the tweet that I tweeted. I tweeted that I reserve the right to form an opinion on this once I've examined and looked at all the scientific evidence.
But the tweet says, until I see scientific proof that transgenderism exists and is not simply a mental illness, I reserve the right not to believe it. Reserving the right to an opinion is not necessarily exercising that opinion.
No, Sam, very strong when it comes to social media activity, but when he actually has to answer for it in person, not quite so strong. Now look, if he had actually owned up to it, that would be awful in its own way, but I love the combination of being willing to condemn an entire group of people, not anonymously, but online where you can't be directly responded to in a way that you can't evade. I mean, if he gets tweeted, he can just not respond to it. But when he's in person and he's being shown what he did, does not have the strength to own up to his obviously heinous beliefs. It does get a little bit weird and awkward. Look at his attempts to avoid having to respond to our questions in general.
One of the most divisive influences in Canada today is homosexism. Its disseminators are maliciously rabid. That is also one of your tweets. That's also one of your tweets. Care to elaborate? Do you have no interest in elaborating so we can clarify what you're saying in these tweets? We can stand here all day. Why wouldn't you want to, if this is your belief, I don't understand why you wouldn't want to clarify it for people and stand behind it.
Because you're asking me questions that was not, you asked for an interview under the transgender issue. And I stated my answers to you. And at this point, you're going into matters that I don't care to discuss at this point.
These are your tweets.
Yes, they are.
They represent your views.
Yes, they do.
So why don't you want to discuss them? But you're saying, unless it exists and not simply a mental illness, nothing.
I'm done.
So look, Sam Sotiropoulos does not matter. Toronto school trustees do not matter. But I like this as an anecdotal little case study about what it is in 2014 to have and publicize certain beliefs in social media, and then to have to own up to them, and to not have the strength to stand by the awful things that you believe. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this is that I believe that this is another issue where we are winning. Okay, I know that they're not going to like on the right, the chilling of free speech that apparently is going on. But if you're not willing or not comfortable in person to express or defend these beliefs, that means that on some level they understand either that they're wrong or that it's simply not acceptable. And honestly, at this point, I will take either. Because I don't want people going on TV and saying these things and expressing these beliefs and having young people hear it as they grow up and think that it's acceptable to talk about groups of people in this way, to call them a freak show when they're expressing pride and things like that. Thankfully, the world is moving on. We've had a lot of progress in America. Obviously, in Canada, they're having progress as well. Sam Sotiropoulos is an amazing case study of it. It looks like we're actually moving forward.